Hi everybody, it's AJ here from Horizon Driving School. We are going to be doing some videos, hopefully one a month, and of course alongside me we've got the amazing Vicky. Hi Vicky, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's no problem, this is a joint thing that we're so excited to do. So what we're going to do then today?
So, I'm from Hartlepool. I'm very proud to be from Hartlepool, so we're going to drive around, we're going to show you my hometown and hopefully point out some difficult roundabouts and junctions that you might come across on your test.
Excellent, and I think we've also got a couple of challenges lined up as well.
I'm going to win.
No, you're not going to win. I've just seen you park. Who do you think's going to win?
Well, we'll see.
We shall see, but we shall judge it fairly, hopefully.
Well, they can be the judge.
Yes. Okay, we'll see you in a moment.
Important things.
I can't remember the last time I had a McDonald's, to be honest with you.
Behind us, where we've just been stood, is the Trincomalee, and that's the world's oldest floating warship.
Amazing.
There you go. I used to work in the museum.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
What, that one or?
This one, are you yet?
Wow. So how old's the ship?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't work on the ship. Just in the museum.
What, in the shop?
Yeah, and used to do guided tours and stuff around the quay.
Wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Right, where are we going? Let's go this way. Let's go this way and we'll come down and come, because this is part of a test route.
Okay.
And we'll come down, we'll come over the level crossing. I think that's something that learner drivers really worry about, isn't it, coming across level crossings?
Yeah, I think it is something that they do worry about. It's that, to me, it's them going forward when they can't get clear of it.
Yes, please don't ever wait on the crossing.
Yeah, trying to get that into the heads, and it's the same with traffic lights as well. Don't go past that stoplight.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can't clear the junction.
Absolutely.
And yeah, zebra crossings. Do zebras cross over here? No.
I've never seen a zebra crossing over the level crossing.
So the level crossing.
Don't rule it out though.
Yeah, no, you never know. I've had giraffes crossings.
So we're going to go left over here.
Okay, what's so special about this junction?
Well, lots of people get confused because of the traffic lights. So you can see the traffic lights in front of us and they're on red.
Yeah.
But if you look where you're turning right, that's a stop line. But if you look where we're turning left, there's the give way triangle and markings.
Yeah, and
so we're just giving way.
There used to be a sign there, but it's not there anymore. So that's a good thing to remember.
Absolutely.
If you're doing that route in Hartlepool.
Absolutely.
I mean, I bring my students round and I always tell them, like, the lights are not for you.
Yeah.
You've got to give way, but the sign's not there.
Yeah.
So
I think, you know, when you're learning to drive, it's a really important skill to be able to look up and down. Like, all the information's there, it's on the road.
Yeah.
But you've got to look at it.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, I obviously I think we all have students where they're not looking initially, but eventually when the test ready, they are looking and they are picking up all that information. And it's like you say, it's all there.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a guessing game. This driving.
No, absolutely not.
I think some of these students were. Honestly. So do you find that your students have problems coming down here towards Seaton Crew with the speed changes?
Yes, sometimes, especially because there's only one sign there and really there should be two, but somebody crashed into it. But I did have a lovely examiner the other week when I sat in the back of a test point that out to my pupil and just said, look, it's not fair, there should be two there, so I'm just going to give you a heads up, the speed limit does change. So I thought that was fair, because I think what else can you do?
You do get some decent ones.
Yeah.
And it said, like, on a parallel park, and I went, are you finished?
Yes.
I said, yeah, I finished. And it says, are you sure you're finished? Like, give little hints.
Yes, and they will, but you've got to make sure you pick up on them.
Yeah. And then he said, oh, okay. And then he moved a bit closer and passed.
Yeah.
So I think it's really good. So this myth that examiners are horrid and they're out of early.
Oh, they're absolutely not.
They're not.
So this junction's a bit tricky. The examiner might not give you any instruction approaching here and you'll just be expected to follow the road ahead. Yeah. So you've got to make sure that you've acknowledged that it's a give way, and it's such a blind junction and there's been quite a lot of accidents across this junction.
What's it, Queen Street?
Queen Street and Lawson Road. It's not very good.
Yeah.
So, do you know one of the phrases I really hate, and driving instructors use it all the time? Creep and peep.
Oh no!
Creep and peep. I hate it. It's awful. It sounds awful.
Well, I always make a joke out of it. I said, doesn't it sound really weird? You know, when
Yeah.
you're saying peep and creep or creep and peep.
Awful.
So I came up with a new one the other day. Just slow and go.
I like that.
It rhymes still. In fact, because that's what we like in the English. We like things that rhyme.
I just hate creep and peep. It makes me cringe so much. It's horrible. Sorry to all the other driving instructors that are creeping and peeping.
That does not sound
It's
right.
awful. It's exactly. This is exactly my point.
Oh,
we should
yeah.
not be saying these things to 17-year-olds. It's awful.
Oh dear me. Yeah. I know when I heard it the first time, I was like, what?
What
Really?
is that about?
Okay.
Yeah. One of my pupils used to take the mick with me when we used to do it, and she used to say, "Sneaky, creepy, pee-pee."
Love it. Love it. Oh, brilliant. I'm going to use that next lesson. Sneaky, creepy, pee-pee.
Make sure they know you're taking the mick though. I hate these as well on a bend.
Yeah.
Hartlepool Borough Council, what were you thinking?
But on the positive side, there's always geese.
There is. Well, they can be a nuisance though, especially when they've just had their little babies, because they come across the road.
Oh, not had that yet.
No, that's always an interesting one. I think Hartlepool's such a good place to come and take your driving test.
Do you know something? I didn't enjoy coming here because I didn't have a very good record. I don't know why.
Because you weren't very good.
I had a phase of like, and for me a phase is like 2 or 3 fails in a row.
Yeah.
And it was always at Hartlepool.
Yeah.
If I went to Middlesbrough or Darlington, no
Yeah.
problem, they'd all pass.
Really?
And I just thought, I'm not doing Hartlepool. But then the more I've done it,
Yeah.
the better it is. And
Yeah.
I have like more or less 100% success rate here now.
Good. It's because Hartlepool is the best.
I've only had 2 like that. No, I've had
Well,
quite
that
a
must
few
make
now.
you the most successful instructor in Hartlepool right now.
It's going on the fails. It's so disappointing when people do fail, especially
Yeah, it
when
is.
you know
It's
they
hard.
should be passing.
Absolutely, and it's so hard. It is hard. Because, you know, we all post pictures saying so and so passed their test,
Yeah.
but nobody talks about the people who fail. And I think, you know,
I think, to be honest though with you, Vicky, do you want your picture putting up saying, "Oh well, unlucky David, you failed today"?
No, but there's a lot
9
of
faults
pressure.
and a serious,
Yeah,
and
no,
nothing
nobody
dangerous.
wants that all over social media. No.
You should try and see what happens. Oh, dear me.
I've done a couple of videos for, well, what if I have failed? Because lots of us put videos and things up on social media about, well, when you pass and P-plates and this, that and the other, but actually we're about the other side of it, because not everybody is successful first go. So then how do we recover from that? How do we deal with it? And what do we do next? So I've put a few things up about that.
Excellent.
So if you came down here on your test, what the examiner says is when you get to the end of the road, turn right. That would be the instruction that you'd be given on tests coming down here. So why do you think that might be a bit confusing?
Because we've got a road going off to the right and it's actually one way.
It is.
But we do have a nice big arrow on the floor telling us which way to go.
We do. But when the examiner's just said to you though, turn right, it's a bit like, oh, are you sure?
Yeah. And your road position now is actually over to the right because it's been one way again.
Absolutely. It's like a funny little half roundabout, isn't it?
Yeah. Now people say, do they tell you to turn right before you get to the no entry?
Yes, they can do, but what they'll say is take the next available road on the right.
Yeah, so it's sort of like, it's almost tricking you, but if you know what you're doing.
Yes, and it's not a trick. I think it's a clue, isn't it? It's the next available road, where they would just say the next road on the right. So something's different, so it must be different.
Yeah. So, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I'm sure students would say it was good.
Well, yeah. So everybody wants to pull up on the right and reverse back on their test.
Oh,
how is that the same as asking somebody to parallel park? That's not the same.
Yeah.
And I know we should be able to do all of them. And you know, pupils can, otherwise we wouldn't be at the test centre. Pull up on the right is so much easier than parallel parking, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone loves it. But I've still had one girl fail on it.
Not checking properly.
The car was coming towards her. What you're supposed to do when a car comes towards you?
Well, you're on their side of the road, so I would stop.
Come to a stop.
Yeah.
And that's what I teach them all. You come to a stop.
Yeah.
No, she just watched it go past. Oh, well, I knew where it was going.
Well, even if you pause though, and then consider the traffic, and actually maybe you can keep moving, well, that's fine, but you need to pause to show that you've considered the traffic, surely.
Yeah, but she didn't. She just watched it, and the examiner put his foot on the brake and went, okay. And apart from that, she had a really
good drive. And the fact that the examiners put the foot on the brake meant that they were probably too close. Like,
something wasn't right.
Yeah, otherwise they would have just let that go. Wouldn't, like, you know, they would have brought it up at the end, but they wouldn't have necessarily intervened physically.
Yeah. Right, do you want to do like approaching a roundabout, what you do, what you're looking at, so you're checking your mirrors, etc.
Absolutely.
Sort of like the routine that we go through?
Yes, we can. No problem at all. You put a lot of trust in me driving your car, though.
Used to it. Do you know something? I'm a really nervous passenger. Would you believe it?
What, when you with your pupils or
No.
just with no? I'm a bit like that. I'm fine with my pupils, and then other people make me really nervous.
Yeah.
So we're going straight on here. So I've checked who's behind me. Slowing down.
Very good.
And then
Then we're going to indicate.
no, because we're going to go straight on.
Okay.
And we don't have a straight on indicator last time I checked. So the fact we're not. No,
A posh car though.
there's no signs otherwise, so we keep to the left. And then we're going to indicate to leave.
Okay. What mirrors do you check when you leave the roundabout?
My rear view mirror and my left door mirror.
Why?
Because I want to know who's behind me and where they are, because I don't want them to drive at the back of me. And I also want to check to make sure that there's nobody out of position who's doing something that they shouldn't be doing, trying to come round the side.
Right.
Which does happen.
What would you do?
What would I do? I would probably just slow down, back off and let them get clear and then follow them off the roundabout. If I was in the right and I was coming round and I had the option, I'd possibly go round again.
Again, yeah.
Yeah. Well, obviously can't do that from the left hand side.
Yeah.
That would cause chaos, wouldn't it?
It definitely would.
So if we're going straight on again, rear view mirror, what's going on behind us? We know we're going to keep to the left, into position.
No indication.
No indication. We're going to slow down, but we're hoping we can keep going. So we need to be at a speed where we can look to see what the traffic's doing, because if we approach too quick we can't see. There's our gap, and away we go. And then mirrors and signal to come off roundabout, because that'll help that traffic coming on.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise it doesn't know it can come on, does it?
Yeah. Absolutely spot on that.
Thanks.
Yeah. Good. Can you do a left turn though?
Well, we can try. So this roundabout's a bit different because the road runs to the side of the roundabout, but the same rules still apply. So mirrors and signal for left, especially because we've got the end of that cycle path there. So into position, we're reducing our speed. So again, we want to be at a speed where we're going to try and keep moving if we can. This roundabout can be really, really busy. That's it, there's our gap. And away we go. But if I'd have approached that quicker, I would have had to stop because I wouldn't have been able to see.
Yes, you've not been able to process what's going on.
Absolutely. So it's really, you know, sometimes I think, especially when people are learning, they feel like they should be approaching really quickly because they don't want to hold the traffic behind up. But actually, if you just approach it a bit slow, you're less likely to hold anybody up.
Exactly.
Because we can keep moving. So
and this is something which I would say to my students. You know, you've got to forget about people who are behind you, but you've got to know that they're there.
Absolutely.
So you can obviously respond.
But it doesn't matter what they think.
Yeah, we're not going to see them again.
No, absolutely not.
You know, so if we do end up doing something like when I'm in the manual, if they end up stalling, so what? Don't panic.
No,
just
absolutely
get yourself
not.
together and off you go.
Absolutely.
The more you panic and the more you rush at everything, it's just going to go wrong.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then you're
Totally
going to
agree.
being at the junction even longer.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
The best thing to do is, like you say, don't rush.
Yeah.
So plenty of time to see,
Mm-hmm.
and then complete the junction.
Absolutely. So I've moved over because we're going to go right at the roundabout.
Okay.
Just in case you wondered where we're going.
So what point would you start checking your mirrors?
Oh, well, I'd already checked to move over.
Yeah.
So the roundabout board's a really good indication of where you should start your routine.
Yeah.
So mirrors and signal, and then you're going to have enough time, aren't you, to get everything done. We're already in position because we've already moved across. And again, we're slowing right down. And if you look at the traffic in front, they're also braking at the same time. So it's not that we're being overly cautious. If we're copying the traffic in front, their brake lights are on too. And that's another good indication. If the people in front are braking, we need to be braking
Exactly.
too.
I was just about to say the same thing. It's another thing I say. If they're braking, their brake lights do nothing for the person in the car.
Yes.
They're for you.
Absolutely.
And they're braking, obviously, and it's telling you that they're slowing down or they're stopping. So you need to be doing the same. You don't want to keep just going straight into them.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do you know where you are now?
I do know where we are, sort of. Oh, this is trying to lose me now to when it's my turn. But let's go back to the brake lights there. People seem to think that when we say indications, we just mean the signal.
Yes. So yeah, if we say like, how do we signal to other traffic, and people think straight away, well, I'll put an indicator on. Where actually we're signalling with our road position, and we're signalling with our brake lights, with our reverse lights. We can signal with our horn. You know, if you really want to get into it, you can stick your arm out the window. But there's lots of other ways.
Have you ever done that?
No. When I did my part 3, the examiner insisted on using arm signals.
Oh wow.
Oh, honestly. honest. I was like, are you sure? Because I've checked all of the indicators and everything on the vehicle this morning and everything is working correctly. And he was like, absolutely, let's give it a go. And, you know, you're just like, please no. No, thank you. And it was so busy. It was school run. It was like just before 9 o'clock on the morning. It was in Thornaby. There was bin wagons and things coming. It was horrendous.
Hopefully making a little bit of a difference as well.
Made a huge difference.
Bringing the, I don't want to say because I got so slagged off before.
What?
The knuckle draggers. Just trying to do a little bit of education on, you know, acceptance, inclusivity, etc. You know, that type of thing.
And it's important.
Oh, it definitely is.
You know, if you're learning to drive, to be able to make the most of that time that you've got behind the wheel, you need to be in the right frame of mind. You need to feel comfortable and you need to feel relaxed. And if you don't feel comfortable and you're not relaxed, what you do learn, you're going to forget.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be that worried about making mistakes that you are going to make the mistakes that you're worried about, because
and it's going to
that's what you're thinking about. Absolutely.
It's going to get worse.
Exactly. So it's so important that whoever you're learning with and whatever's going on in your life and wherever you are, that you feel comfortable with that person that you sat next to.
Yeah, you've got to.
And I think people underestimate the importance of that.
Yeah, we've got to provide these safe spaces.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, my car is definitely a safe space and yours is, and
absolutely.
other instructors, they do offer the safe space, but they've still got these instructors as well. It's like, oh, this is my, you know. And it's like, wow. I had a girl come to me from another instructor. In fact, I've had 3 come from the same one.
Oh, really?
And they've all pretty much said the same thing. But this girl, she used to suffer about anxiety.
Yeah.
As a lot of them do these days.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. And she said she used to absolutely dread the day of her lessons coming. She just did not want to do it.
And
it was almost like going to the dentist.
Yeah.
You know, it was just dread.
It's such a shame.
But you know what? She came and made and passed first time.
Well, good for her.
She did absolutely brilliant.
So, I think we should go down here and then we'll swap over.
Okay. Because you've done so well.
Oh!
I've got a little pressie for you.
Oh, thanks. Imagine if this happened on your driving test.
It'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Yeah. That's for you.
Thank you. Can I open it now?
Yeah, of course you can.
I know what this is. I love it. Thank you so much. You've made this, haven't you?
I did, yes.
You are so talented. Look at that.
That's mint. I love them. I think they're great.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. I love it.
And if Katie, oh my God, Kate and Francis are watching, we've got one for you as well.
Oh, well, they haven't been good, so they might not deserve it. Thank you for that.
No problem. And I've got some stickers for you as well.
Thank you. Are these to put in my car?
Now, what's that one saying?
100% safe space.
And this one's especially for you.
Absolutely 100% ally. I love it. Yeah.
So there you go. So
fantastic. Thank you. I will take them and I will share them out. But I think they're such a fantastic idea.
Yeah. They are definitely, yeah.
So
I mean,
cool.
you see my car. Well, we might get a picture of it later.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I'm going to put them in there so don't lose them. Thank you so much for those. I really do appreciate it. Thank you.